Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Exam Buddy. Now let's do our assignment. Social Network Week 10, Assignment 10. So the first question is, which of the following scenarios best qualifies as an epidemic? So these are the option, and the answer of our first question is B. A sudden increase in cases of a disease in a localized region above normal expectation. Now the second question is, if the basic reproduction number R naught of a new infection disease is estimated at zero point 0.8 in a fully susceptible population, which of the following is most likely? So these are the option, and the answer of our second question is B. The outbreak will eventually fizzle out without a major epidemic. Now the third question is, the basic reproduction number R naught is most precisely defined as? So these are the option, and the answer of our third question is B. The average number of new infections caused by one infected individual in a fully susceptible populations. Now the fourth question is, for a disease with R not equal to 5, approximately what fraction of the population needs to be immune through vaccination or prior infection to reach herd immunity? So these are the option, and the answer of our fourth question is C, 80%. Now the fifth question is, if a disease has R not equal to 3 in a fully susceptible population, what is the effective reproduction number RE when 40% of the population is already immune? So these are the option, and the answer of our fifth question is B, 1.8. Now the sixth question is, in a simple branching process model of an epidemic, suppose each infected person infects exactly one other individual on an average mean equal to 1. What is the eventually probability that the outbreak will die out? So these are the option, and the answer of our sixth question is C, 100%. It will eventually die out. Now the seventh question is, a highly contagious novel virus emerges in a city with negligible immunity in the earliest phase with very few cases. Which modeling approach is most appropriate for estimating the chance of a large outbreak? So these are the option, and the answer of our seventh question is a simple branching process model. Now the eighth question is, in the context of a simple branching process model, which statement are true? So these are the option, and the answer of our eighth question is A, B, and C. Now the ninth question is, which of the following network characteristics can significantly accelerate the spread of a disease? So these are the option, and the answer of our ninth question is B and D. Now the 10th question is, in a scale free social network, few nodes with extremely high degree epidemic models often predict virtually no epidemic threshold as the network grow large. Why? So these are the option, and the answer of our 10th question is C. Now the 11th question is, in the context of network models, the percolation threshold typically refers to? So these are the option, and the answer of our 11th question is B. Now the 12th question is, how does a high clustering coefficient in a contact network typically affect disease spread? So these are the option, and the answer of our 12th question is B. It slows down spread because infected nodes often contact the same people, reducing new transmission. Now the 13th question is, in an epidemic modeling terms, removing nodes or edges from a social network can represent real world intervention. Which of the following interventions can be viewed this way? So these are the option, and the answer of our 13th question is A, B, and C. Now, the 14th question is, in epidemic population on a network, which action would effectively reduce the size of the giant connected component and hence the potential outbreak size? So, these are the option, and the answer of our 14th question is A, B, and C. Now, the 15th question is, which vaccination strategy generally leads to a higher epidemic population threshold on a network? So, these are the option, and the answer of our 15th question is B, vaccination. The 20% of individuals with the most contact high degrees node. Now the 16th question is, in a percolation model of disease spread on a social network, if the transmissibility probability of transmission per contact is below the network's percolation threshold, the expected outbreak outcome is? So these are the option, and the answer of our 16th question is B, a small self-limiting outbreak, no giant component forms. Now the 17th question is, influenza or the common cold often do not confer lasting immunity. Which epidemic model would be most appropriate to represent such disease? So these are the option, and the answer of our 17th question is B. Now the 18th question is, in an SIS model where R not greater than 1, what is the typical long-term outcome? So these are the option, and the answer of our 18th question is also B. The disease reach an endemic steady state with a constant fraction infected. Now the 19th question is, in an SIR model with R naught greater than 1, which of the following best describes the eventually outcome in a closed population? So these are the option, and the answer of our 19th question is B. A large outbreak occurs and then stops as susceptible run out herd immunity. Now the 20th question is, which of the following statement correctly compare SIR and SIS model? So these are the option, and the answer of our 20th question is A. Now submit your answer. Thank you friends for watching our video.